اشتغل العرض الجديد وأول جيم بلاي للعبة هاوس اوف اشز، من أحلى ألعاب الرعب سلسلة ذا دارك بيكتشرز. معنا في ميدان ليتل هوب، والآن هاوس اوف اشز.
Hey there, I'm Will Doyle and I'm a game director of Supermassive Games here in the UK.
هذا المخرج.
Today I'd like to talk to you about House of Ashes, the third game in the Dark Pictures Anthology. Normally in the run up to launch we'd be getting the game into your hands at shows and game events around the world. Unfortunately, that's just not possible with the world as it is right now. So today I'd like to do the next best thing and take you through some of the game myself so that you can get a sense of how unique House of Ashes is and what you can expect from it when it launches later this year. The Dark Pictures Anthology means a lot to us, and we're always trying to find new ways to frighten you, to challenge you, and to surprise you.
راح أحكي لكم أهم إشي بس يفوت
I
بأهم
think you're in
إشي.
for a real treat.
لسه
If you're
هو
new to the anthology,
مقدمة
let me
يعني.
tell you a little bit about how it works. You'll
Okay.
find that House of Ashes is a great place to jump on board. The Dark Pictures Anthology is a series of standalone narrative horror games where the fates of the 5 characters that you play are entirely in your hands. The choices that you make determine how their story
مصير
branches
اللاعبين
out,
بإيدك،
and
وشو ما
ultimately
بتقرر
determines the endings that
على
they
أساسه بتمشي اللعبة. بقول
Everyone
لك
can live,
هيك سلسلة The Dark
everyone can
Pictures.
die,
Yeah.
but the story never stops. If a character dies, there's no reset to go back.
حتى لو ماتت الشخصية اللعبة ما
Each game in
بتوقف
the anthology
وبتكمل.
has multiple endings because we know that our fans like to replay them several times.
كل
to
لعبة
discover
إلها
new
عدة نهايات.
possibilities. All of our games also have some basis in a real-world fact or legend. Our first game, Man of Medan, had the legend of the Oran Medan. Then Little Hope explored Salem and the Andover witch trials.
نايس.
House of Ashes explores a new mystery, one that is older than anything we've dealt with before.
أوه نايس.
What is this place?
بقول
The
لك إنه
original teaser trailer for House of Ashes
كل لعبة
unlocked
إلها
when you
أساس
finished the
بالحقيقة
demo and is now
أو
available
أسطورة
online.
سامعين عنها
So what
بالحقيقة.
do we know so far? We know it's set in the Middle East and it deals with a military unit running into trouble deep underground.
في الشرق
At
الأوسط
the end of the
بتجري
teaser,
الأحداث.
we saw our star character, played by Ashley Tisdale, wading through a river of blood and bones, holding a human
هاي
thigh
الممثلة
bone for a
اسمها أشلي
torch.
تيزديل.
And she's clearly not alone down there.
عشان هيك شفنا جندي حاطط حتى أردنية أحمر وأبيض.
So how did she get there?
كيف وصلت هناك
House
بتقول
of
لك.
Ashes is set back in 2003 at the close of hostilities in the Iraq War.
القصة بال
Hunting for
2003.
weapons of mass destruction, a team comprising US Special Forces, Air Force and CIA is sent on a mission to unearth an underground chemical weapons depot that's been picked up on satellite. Arriving on
بقول
the
لك
scene,
المهمة إنه في
they
أسلحة
come under
كيميائية
attack
تحت
by
الأرض كنا في
holdout
العراق.
Iraqi forces.
فمهمتهم يروحوا يستكشفوا هاي الأسلحة الكيميائية اللي تحت
During the
الأرض.
firefight, an earthquake pitches both sides into the ground below. Where they
بصير زي
discover a
زلزال
vast
وبينزلوا تحت الأرض.
underground temple dating back to the ancient kingdom of Akkad. A temple that is home to a very real
بيكتشفوا
threat,
حضارة
a nest
أكاد.
of monsters that are hungry for blood. Our heroes went looking for weapons of mass destruction, but they uncovered something far, far worse. Something very, very old.
وبدل ما يكتشفوا
This doesn't
أسلحة
look much like a weapons
كيميائية
silo to me.
بيكتشفوا حضارة قديمة جدا.
Mesopotamia, the historic land that includes what is now Iraq, was the cradle of civilization. Its written records date back almost 6,000 years. The
حضارة
temple
تعود
that
إلى
dwells at the
عمرها
heart of our
6000
game
سنة.
was built by a real-world historical figure, the self-proclaimed God King of the Akkadian Empire, Naram Sin, who reigned around 2250 BC. Naram Sin is said to have upset the gods and brought a curse down on his people by ransacking a temple belonging to Enlil, the god of earth, wind and storms. The gods brought war, famine and plague on his kingdom. In our story, Naram Sin builds this huge temple as a peace offering to the gods to lift the curse, but his pleas fall on deaf ears. Akkad falls, and Naram Sin's temple is buried under the desert sands, only to be rediscovered millennia later.
في قائد
There was a way in for these people, there was a
في
way out for
قائد
us.
أغضب الآلهة.
I won't give away too
وهذا
much of the
المعبد
story,
اللي اكتشفوه
but our
عبارة عن
protagonists find
هدية
themselves
سلام
trapped
بس كأنه ما
underground
زبط
between
الوضع
two
مع هذا
separate groups
القائد.
of enemies,
والآلهة
those
ضلت
from
غاضبة
above
منه.
and those from below. To survive,
لأنه اللي
they must forge
عمله
alliance with their
سبب
enemies
مجاعة
from the surface.
I think it's just you
وفقر
and me.
ودمار يعني للشعب. فالآلهة غضبت. هاي الحكاية القديمة يعني.
The enemy of my enemy is my friend.
Our first trailer gave you a glimpse of Ashley Tisdale's character, CIA officer Rachel King,
Did you see Sergeant K?
alongside two of the Marines that you can play in the game, Jason Kolchak
Where on God's green
عم
earth
بيعرف
is
بشخصيات
and
اللعبة
Nick Kay.
الممثلين يعني.
Is this place?
In our latest trailer, we see Rachel exploring underground with her husband, Colonel Eric King.
هذا جوزها.
Looks old.
هي
Old?
وجوزها تحت
It's
الأرض.
ancient. But that's cuneiform.
Later, we meet the fifth playable character from our game, Iraqi officer Salim Othman, as he encounters something deadly and horrific lurking in the shadows.
It's Pazuzu.
Pazu who?
Pazuzu. Do you not watch horror movies?
When creating our Dark Pictures games, we
Ba-
take inspiration
Bazuzu.
from many sources. In House of
Bazuhu
Ashes,
بقولها.
you'll notice inspiration from films such as Aliens, Predator, and The Descent.
واو هدول
We also
الوحي.
delved into the wealth of horror literature available. House of Ashes takes some inspiration from the works of H.P. Lovecraft, in particular, the novel At the Mountains of Madness.
واو شو ها؟
At
هاي
its
رواية.
heart, House of Ashes is an exploration horror. A group of experts on a critical mission in a remote location, cut off from any backup, facing an inhuman enemy threat.
Who's there?
It's also a story about loyalty, duty, and trust. Characters are always at the heart of our stories. And when faced with overwhelming odds, each character in House of Ashes must decide whether to save their own hide or set aside their personal rivalries and prejudices and work together to survive.
If we fight together, we may get through this.
It's a damn sight better than the alternative.
Along the way, you'll face really difficult dilemmas around survival and collaboration. What risks will you take to ensure nobody gets left behind? And when all hell breaks loose, is there any place left for compassion?
أنا هون
Look after
أنا هون
me.
راح أخبص
Show
الدنيا.
some mercy, please.
Of course, it wouldn't be a Dark Pictures game
لك هل
without
راح
some
تخاطر
terrible danger waiting to
وتضحي
fall up
باللي
protagonists.
حواليك ولا راح
In
تلاقي
House of
طريقة
Ashes,
تنقذهم بما
the
معناه
threat is
يعني.
very real. The creatures in House of Ashes are some of the most complicated we've ever made, but through hand animation and motion capture, we've created a monster that is very believable, very
Nice.
threatening, and very dangerous. And there's a whole nest of them down there waiting for you.
كيف عملوا الوحش قال وتحركات الوحش يعني.
Our environments are often claustrophobic and enclosed, but regularly open out into vast, magnificent spaces. We want you to feel exposed, vulnerable, and threatened, to get the feeling you're being watched at all times by creatures you know nothing about. But we also want to reveal an unknown world below the surface, a place of majesty and mystery that has lain
بقول لك
undisturbed
نوعوا في
for
البيئة انه
millennia.
بتحس مرات
Sergeant
حالك
K.
انك في مكان
Pull
كتير
yourself
ضيق
together.
وبتحس
Eyes
بالرهبة من ضيق المكان وفي أماكن واسعة بتشوفها من منظور
If you've
بعيد.
played previous Dark Pictures games, you'll get an instant feel for the game mechanics.
We need to get out of here right now.
However,
نفس الميكانيك.
we're always looking to improve our games, and
Oh,
we're
okay.
always grateful for the comments that we've received from you, our community.
بس هم
which have
معنيين
helped us to
يطوروا من
focus on the
الميكانيك.
areas that matter
جيم
most
بلاي
to
يعني.
you. In House of Ashes, you'll see many improvements to the way the game handles.
اوكي.
Fixed cameras have been entirely replaced with a 360-degree player control,
غيروا الكاميرات.
which makes exploration much more immersive.
يس هذا
This is
غير.
helped by the inclusion of a new flashlight button. Using the flashlight lets you sweep the dark for
وفي زر
and
للفلاش
uncover new
لايت
paths, but slows you down a little.
انت بتتحكم فيه.
You'll come to rely on it. as you
والكاميرات
delve into some of the
غيروا
darker
نظامها.
sections of the catacombs. We're also adding difficulty settings to the game, so that you can tailor the game to the experience you're looking for.
طبعاً في عدة
Easy,
مستويات
medium,
صعوبة.
or no holds barred difficult. Our fan feedback around QTEs shows that you're quite divided on this issue. Some of you think they're too hard, while others think they're too easy. Setting difficulty for QTEs lets you tailor the speed of the QTEs to your own skill set. House of Ashes is also our first title to include enhanced versions for next-gen consoles. And on those formats, you'll see a marked improvement in overall graphical
طبعا بقول
fidelity.
لك انه هذا الجزء هو الجزء الجديد
Get to work.
اللي عملوه خاص بالاجهزه الجديده فرح تشوفوا
As
تحسنات
with
يعني.
Man of Medan and Little Hope,
ايش
House of
متوقع؟
Ashes features 4 main modes. Shared story, which allows you to play through the whole game online with a friend.
تلعب مع
Movie
صاحبك
night, which supports up to 5 players in the same room, and 2
او
separate
تلعب مع
single-player paths.
خمسه من
The main
اصحابك.
theatrical cut and the curator's cut,
وفي
which
عندك
is
نظام
available as a pre-order bonus. On
What?
curator's cut, you get to experience the story from the perspective of different characters, and even see scenes that you wouldn't normally see in the theatrical cut.
واو.
So hopefully you've enjoyed hearing me talk about the game.
عندك
it's time to show you
theoretical cut
something
والcurator cut.
I'd like to show you one of the scenes that
اللي
marks the
بتشوفه
start of
بالcurator
things
ما
getting
بتشوفه
much, much more
بالtheoretical
worse
والعكس
for us,
صحيح.
as if getting shot at and falling
الكوريتر
through
بتشوف
ground
القصة من منظور شخصيات تانية.
But the scene
واو.
starts our characters are pitched
وبتلعب مع
into
شخص
depth
واحد
by
أو إذا
enemies.
بدك تلعب مع خمسة.
They've been split up, disorganized, and don't really know where they are. In the theatrical cut, our playable character here is Nick, one of the Force Recon Marines sent to search
نيك
for
هو اللي بتتحكم فيه
WMDs. In
بالtheoretical
the
cut.
curator's cut, you play as his buddy Jason.
بالكوريتر بتلعب بيه جيسون.
Nick starts to navigate his way through the tunnels, looking for his comrades. As he works his way towards Jason, he soon finds out that they're not the only ones down there.
نايس.
In the curator's cut, Jason also finds himself underground and separated from the group. As the story plays out, he's presented with different choices. Jason outranks Nick. Does he act large and in charge to keep discipline? Or does he pay
جيسون
attention to
رتبته
what
أعلى
he
من
is
نيك.
saying, no matter how
فالخيارات
crazy it
غير وشخصيته غير طبعا.
So I hope you've enjoyed this short video on House of Ashes, and I look forward to you getting your hands
Yeah,
on it.
very nice.
Please check out our channels for more information, look after yourselves, and keep both feet on the ground, because you never know.
هذه الصورة اللي على بلوستو هاي بلاير ويتش بروجكت.
Satellite sweeps
Iraq,
of the war zone have
2003.
uncovered what appears to be an underground storage facility.
هون بقول لك انه
Strongly
اكتشفنا انه
suspect
مخزن
Chemical
لأسلحة
weapons are hidden.
كيميائية
So we need to
تحت
move
الأرض.
fast.
ومهمتنا نروح نستكشف هناك نشوف شو فيه أو نجيب الأسلحة هاي يعني. Yeah.
Man out and hold fire. We're gonna psyop this shit.
This raid's a bust. These people are not the enemy, they're just shepherds.
Down! Get down! They're up on the ridge! Return fire! I'm hit!
This getting any worse?
Oh shit!
وبهذا فات في تم التمثال وبهذا اللحظة اكتشفوا حضارة أكاد حكى. اوكي احنا حاليا في ثيوريتيكال كات. نتحكم بنيك. والكيوريتر بتتحكم بجيسون. واو يعني اقل ما فيها بتلعبها مرتين هاي اللعبة، مرة ثيوريتيكال مرة كيوريتر.
Mailman 2-1 actual. All teams sound off. Over. Shit.
انا بس بدي ارجع اركز في قصة القائد القديم هذا اللي قبل 6000 سنة شو عمل بالضبط لحتى سبب مجاعة وفقر للمكان اللي هو فيه وسبب غضب الآلهة، وحاول يقدم لهم هذا المعبد كهيك اشي سلام يعني رمز سلام، بس ما رضيوا وحلت لعنة. هيك فهمت من القصة القديمة اللي صارت قبل 6000 سنة. بس بدي اركز فيها اكثر، بنركز فيها باللعبة بنفهمها اكثر. يما دايم نقصني فلافل، نقصني ولا والله شكلنا راح نرقص 10 بلدي احنا واحنا بنلعب هاي اللعبة. هيك
That don't sound too promising.
نايس. في تغييرات بين يعني في فرق بين ليتل هوب ومان اوف ميدان وهاي. حلو يعني في تطور خاصة بموضوع الكاميرا وزاوية الكاميرا وهيك. حلو.
That you, Nick? Well, ain't that something? Where on God's green earth have we landed? We need to get back topside, regroup with the rest of the squad.
وين
and
هبطنا
signal
بقول
for
لك.
medevac. This place ain't no weapon
هبطت
shop,
في
but
تم
it sure is crawling
الفلافل.
with Iraqis.
كأنه سب.
Nick?
What's your language بطيخة؟
Sergeant K, pull yourself together. Eyes wide.
مصروع نيك.
I saw something.
What do you mean, saw something?
حجيلانو برأيك تشبه فيلم ذا مامي؟
Tunnel.
يعني ما هو قصة ذا مامي تقريبا. ذا مامي عبارة عن حضارة قديمة ولعنة قديمة بتصحى، وهون نفس الشيء حضارة قديمة ولعنة قديمة بتصحى، صحيح؟
I need you to keep it together just a
بس
while.
اللهم هدول جنود بضمامي بيكون
Something's not right. I know you can feel it.
توم
Thing
بريدر
I'm
يعني
feeling is that I
إنه
got my work cut out with you.
مستكشف كنوز وهيك. نفس الشيء تقريبا. بس حلوة هاي الموضوع، حلو هذا الموضوع. اوكي.
Never seen anything like this. What the hell is this place?
Pass. I flunked history at school.
كنت اتمنى الدقة تكون اضبط من هيك. انا 1080 صح؟ هي اتش دي. بس يلا مش مشكلة، بنخليها للعبة لما تنزل. نلعبها على البي سي بتكون حمص.
Tell me you don't feel it.
What, Nick? Feel what exactly?
انا حبيت موضوع انه بقول لك نوعنا في البيئة، انه في بيئة ضيقة وبتحس برهبة المكان الضيق، وفي بيئة واسعة. الإمبراطورية الأكدية في العراق خلال الفترة من 2200 ل 2400 قبل الميلاد وصلت ذروتها. اوكي، لمعلومات اكثر شوف جوجل اذا مهتم. والله مهتم يا اتروموجن. يلا قبل ما تنزل اللعبة بفترة بسيطة بقرأ عنها عشان ما انسى المعلومات. بنقرأ عن هاي الحضارة الأكدية. اوكي فيري نايس، يسلموا يا اتروموجن. هلا هم كلهم القصص حقيقية. حكى المخرج مان في ميدان في أسطورة قديمة، حكى الاسم شو اسم الأسطورة، انه انبنت على اساسها ليتل هوب، أسطورة سالم أسطورة سيلم وساحرات سيلم وهالقصص هاي، على أساسها انبنت ليتل هوب. وهون نفس الشيء، في أساس حقيقي يعني، حضارات وأساطير قديمة. وهيدا ما مياه حجيلان، هاي المومياء معلقينها. هاي القصة بالشرق الأوسط في العراق. نعم، تحياتي لأهلنا في العراق. مش صاير فيه هذا؟ هذا الوحش عامله شاورما، كاين عامله سيخ شاورما ونازل يفتفت. ربيتك.
Hurry the hell up!
We got this. You keep lookout.
Lookout for what?
Jesus, who the hell loaded these packs?
بسم الله.
What the just happened?
هو حكى الوحي ورا هذه اللعبة أفلام إلينز. وعلى فكرة مطورين ريزيدنت ايفل برضه بحبوا أفلام إلينز سلسلة أفلام رعب يعني نمبر 1. وفيلم ذا ديسنت برضه حكى فيلم ذا ديسنت رهيب. هدول اللي بيعلقوا في الكهف، والكهف بيكون ساكنين وحوش غريبة. اللي مش حاضر ذا ديسنت يحضر انه بجنن. وحكى كمان فيلم نسيت شو هو. ورواية In the Mountain of Madness، في جبل الجنون. بعرفهاش الرواية هاي. على فكرة كتير ألعاب رعب استوحت من إلينز، كتير. هذا المشهد بتحسه موجود في فيلم ذا ديسنت. فيلم ذا ديسنت في اشي زي هيك. يا
Hold it in, man.
خنقوا للزلمة، جاب اخرته.
Did I just tell you to keep your shit together? I'm coming for us.
قتله. Is he dead؟ لا، الدواء المخدر اشتغل. وكليش كتمت صوت الزلمة إذا كنت بدك تطخطخ؟ Damn. Very nice. بيت الرماد هاوس اوف بطاطا 2021. امتى طيب؟ مش ضايل اشي. لا حسان ضايل كتير بس انه